Good day everyone. I will be discussing about the introduction of test specification and criterion-referenced assessment. What is a test specification? It is a detailed summary of what will be tested and how it will be tested. For example, if a student takes a test and receives a result of 10, then a natural question arises. What does the 10 represent? Upon answering the question, there are two classic answers to this question: norm referencing and criterion referencing. Let us discuss the background of normative testing. The earliest work on normative testing dates from the late 19th century, when Galton built his anthropometric laboratory and addressed the question of why people need to be measured. For example, he wrote about human eyesight. Quoted, "Measurement would give an indication of the eyesight becoming less good, long before the child would find it out for himself, or before its impairment could attract the observation of others." Unquote. That's according to Galton, 1890. It is normative because it views eyesight in relative terms. Quoted, less good, unquoted. To return to the opening question above, the norm-referenced meaning of a 10 on a language test would be the rank of the test taker in a group of peers. The norm group. How many scored above 10? How many scored below? And more crucially, what is the normative score value for some particular decision, such as admission to or exit from a particular language program? Norm reference tests report whether the test takers performed better or worse than a hypothetical average student, which is determined by comparing scores against the performance results of a statistically selected group of test takers, typically of same age or grade level, who have already taken the exam. Example of norm reference test includes the IQ test and board examinations. Anytime a test offers a percentile rank, it is a norm reference test. If you score at the 80th percentile, that means that you scored better than 80% of people in your group. Criterion-referenced test. In a classic paper, Glacier, 1963, coined the notion of criterion referencing, which nowadays is typically defined in contrast to norm-referenced testing. A problem arises when a test is given after an instructional sequence, such as a module or unit in an academic semester-long class. In such a case, the score range may very narrow. The teacher's chief concern is about the skills and abilities that the students can demonstrate, the criteria against which they will be measured. If the entire group of students can display mastery of the entire suite of criteria for a particular teaching unit or module, then the variation of scores could even be zero. There may have been 10 separate skills in the teaching module, and all of the students performed all 10 skills flawlessly, and so all of them scored 10. Criterion reference tests and assessments are designed to measure student performance against a fixed set of predetermined criteria or learning standards. With criterion reference tests, each person's performance is compared directly to the standard without considering how other students perform on the test. Criterion reference tests can give teachers an idea of how a student is advancing in class. That's all. Thank you.